So again, and Shivas, okay, I'm Shivas 6. I'm gonna go ahead and publicly apologize to you right now. I'm really sorry, man, but uh, things have just been really frustrating for me. Like you said, you've been watching my videos. I've gone through a lot. You don't need to be coming down on me about all that, brother. Trust me. I know. Okay, I've lived it. I'm living it now, and I'm very aware of my situation, friend. And you know, I don't. I just, you know how it is, brother. Just let's let it go. But if you can't say anything nice in my comments, or you can't, you keep your stuff together, or whatever, then no need to comment any further. Please enjoy what I am going to put on YouTube, though. Now everybody else. It's just. And again, there's a large sort of been there, done that kind of feeling to the whole thing. I loved teaching. Teaching's been the best job I've ever had. It was really hard sometimes. I tried hard at it. Much harder than most of the training centers wanted me to try. And I still felt like I just wasn't getting through to my students some of the time. A lot of the same problems with teaching exist there that exist here. People getting through programs they shouldn't be getting through because they're paying, not because their English has actually gotten better. But you hold them back and they complain because, well, I paid for it, I should advance. And then you end up with this class of advanced students, and there's some guy or girl in there whose English is like level 1. It's really frustrating. There's no other way to say that. It's not the best place on earth. They're going through their own things right now. They're like one of the faster developing countries in the nation. They're one of the loudest countries. On the globe. But they're one of the noisiest, the most polluted. My brother was in China recently, and he said Beijing was so polluted that you couldn't even go there, and the government was hiding it from the news. So, there's that too. There's a lot of commie stuff that goes down there. I don't necessarily, mind Chinese communism as a workable system, but, there's a lot of shit that goes down that's just not cool. And the people there generally believe that the government's looking out for them. In a lot of ways, I guess they are. But it's just hard for me to get tangled up in all this again. And guys, I really didn't choose to leave China. I was working for Linguaphone at the time. They're very good, at least I thought, English training center. They have centers all over the world. They pay very well. They take, their teaching fairly seriously. One day we get a call, all of us get a call from our director of studies. He says, they're going to be fumigating the building for a couple of days. You guys don't need to come into work. I was like, well, okay, I guess that might happen. By the end of the second day, one of my coworkers was calling me, going, "Doug, it's bad. They're not gonna reopen the school." So apparently, the entire all of the center directors of all of the various Linguaphone centers in China got together and embezzled, planned this out. And they're all different nationalities. There's Chinese, Japanese, Indian, center directors and stuff in this school in China. So they all got together and came up with this scheme to embezzle millions and millions and millions and millions of RMB from from the Chinese branch of Linguaphone. And our center director was in on it. In fact, where it is, she left when the cops went to her house after they figured out she was in on it, she left a message for them that said that she was running off and they'd never find her. She's that confident about it. I'm willing to bet she was on a plane to Japan or India, within hours. So, and it wasn't like they found us other jobs, guys. Okay? They didn't find us other jobs. They released us at a time of year where, it's nearly impossible to find a job unless you know somebody, pretty much. Very Rio Grande Valley, but it was like I just couldn't, it wasn't necessarily that I couldn't find a job. It was that I couldn't find a job that wasn't teaching kids, which I wasn't the best at the time. And all of the people that really, really wanted to hire me, they were like, well, right now we only need to hire you part-time, and I was really worried because my visa was coming up and none of them seemed like they were going to renew it. So the logical choice to me at the time was to get home. When probably, and the thing is, I got a fairly good job offer, but my plane ticket was non-refundable, so it was pretty much done. And that's why I'm back here. Why I got stuck back in my hometown is a whole complete other story. So, guys, once something like that happens to you, once you're forced out of a good life, a good pay, a very decent paying job and everything like that, because of greed, of that kind of greed, that magnitude of greed, when those people make fairly high salaries for Chinese folks anyway, it's hard to feel the same way about the whole thing. So, all of that stuff right there is why these videos have been taken down. I'm not saying that I'm never going to put them back up. They're unlisted, so they are still available. I watch them from time to time as a form of therapy. I was a very different person back then, I'd like to think. I've learned a lot along my way. I mean, being homeless recently was almost more real than being in China. So, if you guys, if I've inspired any of you expats out there to go to China, fine. But if you guys become lifers, that's not going to make me happy. It's just not what I believe in. So, try and get back home in a few years, or whatever. The rest of what I do on YouTube is generally guitar and bass reviews, other product reviews, some social commentary on stuff I notice, and rants on TV shows and stuff I like. I might try and throw one or two more things in there if I can, but I'm pretty busy looking for work these days and everything like that. I mean, I'm shooting this video at 11:15 at night, so I hope you guys enjoy the channel. I know it started as an outlet for the Chinese stuff, and the first video on there's a Chinese one, but things just change, folks. And I'll try and maybe do something on Denton instead. Denton's kind of an interesting city in its own way, so maybe we'll see. If I can do something there. I might also do some stuff on the Rio Grande Valley since I'm from there, and that's like northern Mexico in the States almost. So there might be some interesting things to talk about there, although I probably will have to step on some toes and such. Anyway, bye all.